Hey everyone, welcome to the Black Hat Solutions YouTube. In this video, we are diving into the world of AWS, Amazon Web Service Cloud Computing. If you are new to the cloud computing or want to understand how AWS works and how you can involve in this AWS cloud computing services, then definitely this video is for you. So by the end of this 10-minute session, you will know about AWS cloud computing, what it is, why it is so popular, and how you can start using it. Okay, let's move on to the our discussion. But before that, this is my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to comment, subscribe, and like. And if you wanted to reach out to me on any project, then you can definitely there is an email mentioned in this about section of this video. You can see there is an okay. Let me tell you, it is not here by the way. Basically, it's info at the rate blackthread.in. So you can reach out to me on at my email, and let's deep dive into the cloud computing. So basically, first we will be learning about the what is cloud computing. So let's say before we talk about AWS, let's understand cloud computing. So think of a cloud computing like retaining a fully equipped office instead of building your own, right? So let's say you wanted to build your entire database or entire application, but you don't have any buildings to store your database and host your servers and proper internet connectivity, right? So on that case, think if somebody will came to you and he will provide you the all services and there will be a proper interface application which will be used by you, and you can host your applications and you can host your entire architecture there. So this is that particular database which is provided by another person is called like a cloud computing service. Okay, so instead of buying expensive hardwares, most of the companies rent computing powered storage drives and databases from cloud providers like AWS, Azure, and Cloud GCP cloud models. Now, there are multiple cloud providers in the market, but the top winner is AWS. So, what is AWS? We will be learning on that. So AWS, let me go onto my screen. So as you can see, this is my console, AWS console, and here I have already logged in. Even you can create your own account. So in order to create your own account, you need to go on the AWS dot. Okay, so AWS dot Amazon.com. You need to go there. You can directly search AWS. It will, yeah. Now you can see there is an option create an AWS account, and if you click on here create an AWS account, since I'm already logged in, so it should not be redirect to me on the home page. Okay, perfect. So you can see you can choose your role. So let's say if you are a business analyst or you are interested in content delivery, right? So you can submit this and start your account creation journey, or this is just an example. If you have already created your account, then you can directly sign into here. So let's click on create account here. I'm not going to create. Okay, I need to switch on the different browser. Let me open Edge browser here. Go to private window since I'm already logged into there. aws.amazon.com. Here, if we click on create an AWS account. Okay, so as you can see, this there is an email required for this. So you can type your let's say test at xyz.com. So a proper email ID will be required here since this is a testing environment. So I'm not adding any proper account. So if you have that proper email ID, then you can use that. Gmail will also work here, and you can you can choose your account name. So let's say if you are a businessman and your business related to your company, so it can be XYZ, right? So XYZ organization, like that. So this is how you can create your account. Okay. And once you verify your email ID, you will be redirected to credit cards and all. Credit card detail will require only to confirm that you are a valid account creator. Once that will be confirmed, amount of 2 rupees of amount will be deducted in India, and that will be refunded within 24 hours. So, so this is how you can create your AWS account. Once you will be having your AWS account, you will be seeing this type of console once you have logged in to the AWS cloud. Here, the major thing is, as you can see, here is a account details, and once you click on the region section, so whatever there are multiple regions where AWS has their own data centers. So you can see there is North Virginia, Ohio region, North California, Oregon region, and much more regions are available in AWS cloud service. Now, if you're working in proper region, then you need to work on these regions specifically. And if you wanted to host your entire architecture in different region, then that can be also possible. Since I'm in India, so I am already in my Mumbai region. So you can see now there are certain services, key services we can see in AWS. You should know that what type of services AWS will provide us. So let's go through a simpler way. So EC2. So first is Elastic Cloud Compute Services. That is EC2. The full form of EC2 is Cloud Elastic Compute Cloud. This is a virtual servers in the cloud where it's just like your Windows laptop or Linux laptop. There are multiple distributors providing compute services in AWS. So you can choose likewise. Like if you wanted to go with Red Hat, if you wanted to go with Ubuntu, if you wanted to go with Windows 2022 and other distributions. So you can go like that. And if you wanted to store a simple object oriented data, so let's say there is only files and folders you wanted to store, so S3 will be a better option, that is simple storage service. So let me search. Okay, and there is RDS service, that is relational database service. So there are multiple services like MySQL, PostgreSQL, which AWS provides us, and VPC, that is virtual cloud private network. And inside this, we create our virtual networks, and in these virtual networks, we deploy our AWS resources. So it will be more secure from the public environment. And finally, there is an option that is IAM. So here you can see groups, user roles, and policies. So once you click on policies, so here you can assign users to their. So let's say if you are working with 10 multiple users on the cloud environment and you wanted to give a specific permissions to each of them, then you can define your own policies here. You can directly click on create policies. You can choose particular type of policies, and then you can hit next. Okay, we need to specify something. So I'm not going on deep way. We will be learning on those things later. So once your policy will be created, you can assign to that particular user. And in order to onboard that particular user on AWS account, so you need to create users here. Once that user will be created, you'll need to just assign that policy, and then voila, that user will be able to access your AWS environment. So on that scenario, he can start working on the cloud architecture, and you can monitor everything, the cost management and all things. So the major part of AWS is providing us a very scalable and cost optimized solutions on each resources. So once, let's say, you wanted to deploy a particular application architecture on AWS, then on that case, there will be a cost efficient services which is provided by AWS. So you can use that. And okay, so let's understand the of real world examples with the AWS use cases, right? So let's say, imagine you are building an application, right? Instead of buying a servers from any particular vendor, right? So you need to deploy EC2, that is our servers, and you need to store some images, some data on. So you can use S3. So 5 GB of 5 GB of data will always free in S3, so you can keep that. I guess till now 5 GB, and later it is a higher amount of data as well. And you can use RDS for adding your database. That is also a particular amount of storage is always free. And you can use IAM and VPCs to control your networks and permissions for the users. So this is way you can entirely build your application on AWS environment rather than going with the servers on a particular building, right? So let's understand the pricing model of AWS. So in AWS, it completely provides a pay-as-you-go model. So whatever resources that you are going to use on the AWS, you'll need to pay for that only. So don't need to pay any extra amount of money money to other services that you are not using on it, right? So okay, so this was the brief of AWS environment. Now let's simply jump into the uh, holographic view of our AWS console. So this is, as you can see, this is our IAM dashboard. Here you can manage groups, users, roles, policies, and providers. So let's say if you wanted to integrate this with Okta and other third-party authentication systems, so you can create identity providers here. So there is a proper method for that. And let's go on the EC2 dashboard first. So if you click on the search on EC2 in the search box, and here you can see these instances are particularly a servers. So right now there is nothing, there is no instance running on it. So if you try to click launch instances, then you need to provide instance name. And let's say if I wanted to choose AMI, that is, let's say we wanted to go with Ubuntu one. Definitely you can choose your costing options here. So this will be 24.0.04 LTS version of Ubuntu, and this will cost us. This will lies on the free tier eligibility. You can see, so there will no cost for this instance for one year. So we can use this. And once in the instance type, if we go on the higher version of instance, so let's say if I wanted to deploy 4 GB of RAM with 4 vCPUs or multiple or a higher RAM, if I wanted to inbuild add on the EC2 instance, then on that case we need to choose a larger one. Since this T2 micro is applying our free tier eligibility, then we will be choosing this only. And key pair will be used to login on your hosted servers. So you can choose, or you can proceed without a key pair, or you can create a new key pair from here. Or if you have already created that, then you can select that. In the networking sections, you can see uh, there are multiple VPCs that is hosted on the cloud environment. I already created a restricted area VPC, so we'll be going with that. Subnets we can choose. And in deep manner, what is this VPC, what is these subnets, what are these public IPs, we will be learning on the next video. This is just an overview of the services. So you can see there is storage options. You can decide how much storage you wanted to associate with your instance. And once you are done with the configuration, then you can click on launch instance, and within minutes the instance will be hosted here. And you can directly if you have a VPN service, if you wanted to connect, if your instance is on public network, then you can directly uh, log in onto the instance using public IP and the SSH key that you have generated or created. Once that will be done, you are logged in onto the server and you can deploy your applications. Now, let's move on to the storage, that is scalable storage in the cloud, that is AWS S3 simple storage service. Here you can see, okay, here you can see there are multiple things posted, which is deployed here. So you can directly create bucket here and you can store your data inside it. And if you talk about relational database management system, then the free version you can use, that is DynamoDB, which supports NoSQL features. You can directly create tables. So you can see for the pricing here, DynamoDB charges for reading, writing, and storing data in DynamoDB tables. So it usually costs for only 2 GB. 2 GB of the data will always free in this DynamoDB, so you can use that if you're working on the smaller version of application. And one more last thing, that is VPC. Okay, I already told you that in the next video we will be learning on the basics things. So what is VPC, what is IAM, how we can deploy those, and how this is working, and how we can maintain all those things. So these are the basic things about the cloud platforms. We walk through the what is cloud computing, what is AWS, the key services of AWS, and the costings and the use cases of AWS. The costing model always be a pay-as-you-go model, so you will be paid for, you will be charged for resources that you have used. And at the last, on the conclusion side, this was a quick introduction to AWS. If you found this very useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more AWS tutorials. And in the next video, I will be posting more about the AWS and how you can deploy your services over there. Thank you.